All right, guys, I'm standing in front of our new Homag sawteq B-200 beam saw. We're super excited for this saw. Grateful to Advanced Machinery and Styles Machinery for their partnership with us. But with getting this beam saw, there's a lot of changes that have happened in the shop. And some of our goals with this new saw was to reduce employee fatigue and labor. And so we bought this B-200 because it was ready to be inserted into our store tech. So as you can see, and we can walk around here, Darren, we've made some changes to the store. So we've moved. We're in a little bit of a mess. The technicians have been here the last 2 weeks getting everything ready to go. But our in-feed station used to be where that ladder was, and the store stopped right there. We've extended it out about 16 feet and made it possible for the sheets to land on the back of the saw from the store itself. So the great thing about this is now when our employees need to cut things, all they have to do is call a sheet from the store, and the store will bring the sheet over and land it right on the saw. So we're super excited about this. You know, some of the other benefits are we're able to fit a few more bunks in our store. So not only be able to land on the saw, we'll be able to get 3 full-size 4x8 units plus a large format unit. We'll put a 7x10 unit, which is good for clay-off material, salt material, some of the large panels, and texture melamines that are coming out. So we're super excited about this. So this turned out, honestly, it turned out better than even I expected. We love where the beam saw sits. The other side benefit, I don't know if we saw it from before, but back over kind of by the controls of the saw. And again, I'm sorry about the mess. We literally had technicians here until about 10 minutes ago. And we've created an additional work cell. So we have our CNC work cells over there that are fed by the store. We also have just a little small work cell right here. So we can cut on our beam saw. We can do horizontal drill and dowel on the ABD, or now a drill tech. This is an older model. We had 2 of them. They like redundancy. The other one's over by the CNCs. And then right here we have our drill tech V500. So the amazing thing is we can be cutting parts on the beam saw. We can take them right into these other machines, and it's nice and tight. It's lean, and that's what we wanted. So everything's really close. So we have a lot of products that we don't run on our Nesta machines that have to be cut on the saw. Some parts that are really small but have a lot of operations running on the drill tech V500. So we cut them on the saw right across here. So what used to happen is they would batch, which is a swear word in lean, right? They would batch parts, stack them up, they'd roll them over to the drill, and then they'd run them on the drill tech all day. Well, now we can cut, and as they're coming off, we put them in the drill tech V500, and we can do the operations. So what's happened is where this saw is sitting right now, that's where the edge bander used to be. So if we come over, and the funny thing is that we've put the edge bander right back where we used to have it. And so, but I'm never afraid to move a machine if it helps make things better. So all the employees are so excited about the new layout. When we originally bought the vertical CNC, we thought having it over here where the edge bander is, we thought these guys would use it all the time. Once we had it, we found out that we mostly used it for parts off the saw. We thought it was going to be more of a secondary machine off the nested. Not the case. We ended up using it for the saw all the time, so we wanted it really close. So anyway, we're super excited about the saw. We're super excited about the new layout. Over the next week, we're going to get things cleaned up, buttoned up, start getting some things put away. We felt like we've been in chaos, moving things around, pulling the old saw out, putting the new in for a number of weeks. But never be afraid to make a change if it can make your business better. So that's it. Enjoy. Sorry it's been a couple weeks since we've uploaded. I think it's been 4 or 5 or 6 weeks maybe. So we apologize. I had a vacation with my family and had some carpal tunnel surgery. So we've been a little MIA. But we're back. We're going to have some new content, some fun stuff coming. So hope you enjoyed the video. We're loving the new saw. We'll have more on that later.
Okay, before we end it, let's go in the other room where it's a little more quiet because I have some questions.
Perfect.
Okay, so new beam saw.
Yep,
You had one before.
we did.
What model was that?
So we had the B-130.
So what's the difference between the 130 and or other than the fact that it connects to the store? Because your old one, it couldn't, or you had to upgrade to do it?
The B-130, you cannot configure it to go in a store, is what I've been told. So I don't think you can even buy it to do that.
So other than that, like caveat, what's really the main difference between your old beam saw and your new one?
So number one, this one's bigger. So the other one would hold 10-foot sheets. This is a 12-foot machine.
Okay.
So we can do 12-foot sheets, which is nice. It doesn't happen all the time, but quite often, we'll have some sheets that are, odd size and things we got to do. So having a little bigger footprints a little bit will be nice at times. It will cut higher. I don't know the official cut, but I know we've cut 3 sheets on it. The B-200 or the B-130, we'd only cut 2 sheets.
Okay.
I think it'll go a little bigger, 3 sheets of 3/4. I think it will go probably up to 2.5, 2 3/4 in cut height, where the other one would do like 1 3/4 or so. So that's a big thing. The clamps are beefier. The pressure beam runs on a rack and pinion. Just some things I've noticed. We also got this with what's called the power concept. So what that does is there's actually 2 sets of clamps, and you can, when you put boards into crosscut, it can actually move the clamps to 2 different areas and bring them in. So you can actually be cutting 2 different lengths at the same time. And so that'll be a cool feature, especially when we're cutting pieces that are multiple sizes.
So why, were you planning on this upgrade? Did it just happen? What?
Yeah, so
what went on there?
The plan has always been to upgrade the beam saw to put it in the store. We weren't planning on doing it quite as early as we did, but we were able to get a good deal on. This is actually the showroom model that came out of Homag, Canada, and so we were able to buy the showroom model that they were going to change in their showroom up there. We were able to get that, so we thought, well, because we were able to do that, it's worth doing it now, and so let's go ahead and take care of it. The plan was really to do it in a year or 2, but because we got a little bit better deal on it, we decided to do it now.
Is the old one for sale?
The old one is sold.
Oh, already.
Yep. So I sold it as soon as I bought the new one. Then I started spreading the word. We appreciate Advanced Machinery for bringing customers in, and they sold it pretty quick. And it was actually delivered to a new customers today. So,
I did see the truck at my office because it was stored over there, right?
Yeah, we stored it in Stoneworks. That's our countertop company. We backed the beam saw trailer because the weather's bad for a couple weeks, and so we backed it in there so that it could be protected. And then he took it down today.
So outside, you said that one of the reasons you also bought it was to help bring sheets to employees. Mm-hmm. So before, you had to use one of the intake stations, which caused congestion because then you couldn't use it as an intake. It needed to be open for an outtake. So is it going to be used for an intake or an outtake, I guess, regardless of it being cut on the beam saw? Or typically every time someone needs to take something from the store, it is being cut on the beam saw?
A lot of times when they take something from the store, it's either going to the routers or the saw. And so we've been, currently when they need to cut things on the saw, then they put it to that station, and then they go get it by hand. They're lifting it, causing fatigue, things like that. So, I would say the majority of the time they're taking something out of the store that isn't going to the routers. They're taking it out to put it on the saw.
Okay. So the only other question that I would have that I don't know if you'll share is how much was your first beam saw, and was it new or used? And how much was this one? We know that it's from the showroom. And or what price range can someone expect for this type of beam saw? And can you give any guidance on other price range and beam saws that are available?
I'll give it an attempt. So I do know what we paid for the B-130. They're more now. So the B-130, I think, was in the high 70s or mid 70s, I think, when we got it. And now I think they're probably 90, 100, somewhere now. The range of this one, because it has some extra features, they're in the high hundreds with that feature. I think you can get them if they're not store ready without the power concept, probably in the low to mid hundreds for the B-200. And then they have the 3 and the 400, which, depending on the features, can go up from there.
So that's like the Homag ones. When you were buying the first Homag beam saw, did you look at any other brands? Are there any other kind of beam saws on the market?
Yeah, I mean, all the major brands have beam saws. We've chosen to go with Homag because of their service. We love the service from Styles. We love the service from Advanced Machinery in our area. And so that's made it so it makes our decision easy. But I can't say we didn't look at other things, because we want to try and do our research and make sure we're, that it's in market. Like we don't want to make a stupid decision. So we go to the shows pretty much every year. We look at other things, we look at other features, and honestly, we've been happy with the Homag and chosen to stick with it. So we're pretty happy with it.
Didn't you buy the first beam saw from a show?
I did. Yeah, AWFS in Vegas. The B-130 was their show model in Vegas. So they shipped it straight from Vegas up to us and put it in. We weren't planning on buying it at all. We saw the footprint, thought, hey, this could work, and we ended up buying it.
Well, sweet. So I think that's all my questions, because we talked about the fatigue, main reason for it, pricing, other options. So if you guys have questions, though, leave them down in the comments. Tyler probably won't answer them because we have a lot of unanswered comments.
We need a whole video of answering people's comments. Yes, that would be good.
We'll put a video together of answering comments, because I'll read them and he'll answer them. But if you have any questions, if you have any other videos that you want to see, then again, just leave those down in the comments. We do read them. We're both busy, and sometimes we don't have time to respond. Hence, no videos for a while. So
we'll get some more. We're going to keep them coming. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your patience.
Yeah, we do. We have a fun one coming about a sander that we imported.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one.
So stay subscribed so you can see that one.
Thanks everyone. Have a good